Progress happens when we connect ideas from different fields of human endeavour, mix them up, try things out, learn from our mistakes, and try again. That is what is meant by trial and error, and it is the fundamental process that gives us progress. The Wright brothers invented the aeroplane by trial and error, and subsequent trials led to bigger and better aeroplanes. With the advent of the turbine, the jet aeroplane was born. The supersonic passenger aeroplane, Concorde, was next, before prototypes of the hypersonic aeroplanes that might, in decades to come, take us between continents at unprecedented speeds. And while the biggest and fastest innovations may capture our imaginations, the products of engineering must, in the end, also be reliable and trustworthy. After all, no one wants to fly in an aeroplane that has only a 95% chance of staying in the air. But progress is about more than just functional rationality. It is a human activity, and so it is also about beauty, art, and the irrational. For example, the bullet train exists because Japan wanted to create a modern impression while hosting the 1964 Olympic Games. At the start of the 20th century, gasoline-fueled automobiles became the popular choice because they conveyed a more masculine image than the electric-powered alternatives. In London, there is a bridge that, rather than lifting to let boats pass, rolls up into a ball. There is beauty to be seen in every great piece of engineering, whether a computer algorithm coded with a minimal set of instructions, the great array of telescopes in the Atacama Desert, or the concealed flying buttresses of St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Even advances that we might not think of as technological depend heavily on engineering. The steady march of democracy would have faltered at the very beginning without the invention of reliable techniques with which to record laws and tally votes. How much difference could Martin Luther King Jr., Emmeline Pankhurst, and the other great champions of humanistic values have made without the microphones, radio broadcasts, and newspapers that amplified their messages and showed the world that there was another way? Without the engineered means to apply, distribute, and pass it on to future generations, knowledge is impotent. It is an exaggeration to claim that engineering was solely responsible for all these advances, but its critical role is too often overlooked. When it is done well, engineering produces innovations that allow us to solve our problems and improve our well-being, while expending less effort and cost. However, if we want to advance civilization, we must strike a balance between the drive to innovate and the need to preserve a stable society. This was understood 500 years ago by the engineer and philosopher Georgius Agricola, who saw clearly that engineering could bring enormous benefits to all of society, but only if businesses employed its products in consultation with and without the exploitation of local communities. He summed this up by writing that good men employ them for good, and to them they are useful. The wicked use them badly, and to them they are harmful. That remains true today. The way people choose to use an innovation will determine its impact on society. But every engineered product will also generate its own set of consequences, both intentional and unintentional, as well as constructive and destructive. The same engineering that produces drones that deliver medicines to remote and disease-stricken communities also produces drones that are used in assassinations. Genetic engineering will cure some diseases, but it could also produce new pathogens. Opioid painkillers can relieve suffering, but can also cause addiction. Open communication and connectivity have allowed us to be expansive in our access to data and the use of it, but have also permanently weakened our ability to keep things private. Since the discovery and large-scale manufacture of penicillin, antibiotics have saved billions of lives, but their indiscriminate use has led to the appearance of drug-resistant bacteria, which, if not eliminated, will cause great suffering.